So there was a Nintendo Direct this morning, yippee! Originally, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make a video about it because, well, I honestly wasn't expecting much, and if I was gonna make a video, it was probably just gonna be a quick, unscripted thing. However, there were a ton of cool things here, so I decided, let's talk about it. I'm not gonna go in-depth on every announcement, or even some of the bigger ones that aren't the Nintendo stuff, because last time I did that, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into the announcements. The first game was Mario and Luigi Brothership. I really wasn't expecting this series to come back after Alpha Dream shut down, but here it is. I like the art style and animation of this game. I figured if we were gonna get a new Mario and Luigi game, it would be a super generic Mario looking game to appeal to as many people as possible. But no, the game looks great. Everything in the game is so colorful and expressive, and the creativity is what I love to see from Mario RPGs. It's coming out in November, so there's not that long of a wait either. I just hope the game actually does well so we can see more of this series in the future, cause like the last Mario and Luigi games came out at the very end of the 3DS life cycle, and that literally brought down Alpha Dream, so please play this game, guys. I don't want the series to die again. The Nintendo World Championships NES Edition looks cool. We already saw this game a few months ago, but this still looks pretty fun, and I love how Nintendo is leaning into their history here. The deluxe set is something I honestly may consider picking up because, well, look at it. Also, the fact that they're calling it NES Edition means we could maybe see this in the future for other systems like SNES, N64, Game Boy, so it opens up the possibilities for a lot of games in the future. Basketball is coming to Nintendo Switch Sports this summer, or some reason. This is cool to see, I guess, but I'm pretty sure everyone just assumed this game was already dead. If I had to guess, they've had this sport finished for a while now and have just been keeping it in their back pocket to update the game within the final year of the Switch. I wasn't a big fan of Switch Sports, to be honest, but basketball was one of my favorites from Wii Sports Resort, so I may jump back in, who knows. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD? This is so cool. For those who don't know, Donkey Kong Country Returns had a Wii version and a 3DS version, but each had their own pros and cons, so there wasn't really a definitive edition until now. It includes the content from both versions, and I know this is one of the most highly requested remasters for the Switch, so it's great to see it come to fruition. However, is it just me, or does the game look not that great visually? The textures just look like they were upscaled and not much else, which I guess is fine, but to me it looks a little ugly in certain shots. Is it just me? This might be just me. And finally, after years of hearing nothing about this game, we have news on the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. Now, I haven't played the original Dragon Quest III or really any of the Dragon Quests other than 11, but I've wanted to get more into the series, so this is the perfect chance. And as usual with the HD 2D games, it looks absolutely gorgeous. The game is coming out in November, which is really soon, and Square? You can't just drop that on us! So the first two games are also getting the HD 2D remake treatment in 2025. This was such a hype moment, and I'm so excited to play all three of these games when they come out. There's also some new games coming to the NSO expansion pack. I'll be honest, the only one that really interested me here was Four Swords because that game has online multiplayer, which is really cool to see. Perfect Dark looks cool, I guess. I'm pretty sure Turok is already on the Switch, and I played Metroid Zero Mission back on Wii U. Super Mario Party Jamboree looks amazing. I loved both Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, and this game seems to be mixing the best of both of those games together into a pot of pure Mario Party fun. 5 new boards, which all look really unique and creative, 2 returning boards from Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2, a bunch of characters to play as, over 100 mini-games, and a bunch of new modes, some of which we don't even really know what they are. They're calling this the biggest Mario Party yet, which is a bold claim to make, but it really seems like it. The only thing I'm a bit hesitant about is that they didn't confirm whether or not the main board game gameplay will support online multiplayer, but I'm gonna assume that this game has it because Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars both supported it. Unironically, this game was one of the highlights of the Direct for me. I just really hope it turns out good. Then we got my favorite announcement of the Direct, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Holy crap. Not only is this a new 2D Zelda game, not only is it in the art style of the Link's Awakening remake, not only do you play as Zelda, not only are there a ton of new and creative mechanics that give 2D Zelda similar freedom that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have, but the game comes out in September. In 3 months. I'm blown away. This game looks absolutely incredible. And you know what? I'm gonna make an extended discussion about this game in particular because I have a lot to say. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond looks amazing, but I was expecting that. This game was completely out of left field and is easily the thing I was most excited about in this direct. Stay tuned for that larger discussion about this game though, because as I said, I have a lot to say. Also, that Switch Lite looks gorgeous. I might genuinely have to buy that. Then we got the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. I've become a pretty big Ace Attorney fan recently as I've been working my way through the original trilogy, so it's amazing to see that pretty much the entire series is gonna be on Switch now. Except for Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, but like, do we care if that one's on Switch? Do we like that one? I don't know. Another thing that's cool about this collection in particular is that the second Investigations game was never localized outside of Japan. So half of this collection will be brand new for so many players. It launches in September, so my Ace Attorney backlog is about to be even larger than it already is. And now, for the last announcement. I know I skipped a lot, but like, those were all things I didn't have much to say about. I'm trying to make this a short video. It's the game that we've all been waiting for, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I don't know why people didn't think this game was going to be shown off here, or at the very least in a September direct. Like, yeah, it's probably coming out on Switch too, but they wouldn't not put it on the Switch as well, they promised that. And considering this direct may be the last one before the Switch 2 is announced, it was a no-brainer for them to show this game off. The game itself looks amazing, but I honestly don't have too much to say. It's Metroid Prime 4 alright, and it's what we've come to know and love. It's clear that they still have a lot in store for this game that they haven't shown us, and if I had to guess, there's probably a big gimmick they don't want to reveal yet. My theory is that's also going to have to do with the Beyond in the title, whatever the gimmick is if they have it. I could be completely wrong though, but that's what I think. Regardless, the fact that we saw this game at all and that it's finally here after 7 years since it was originally announced is so relieving. I wish I had more to say about the game itself, but we didn't see a whole ton. I'm just really glad that we're seeing something. And I'm still firm in my prediction that this game is going to be a Switch 2 launch title, but will also come to Switch. And that's the direct. All of the Nintendo stuff shown off is coming out this year except for Donkey Kong, but that's in January, so it'll be before the Switch 2 releases. It's clear that this direct was here to just fill out the rest of the year before the Switch 2 launches in probably the first half of 2025 if I had to guess. Despite this, the direct definitely exceeded my expectations. I was expecting maybe a few remasters, maybe a small new game from a niche series, and Metroid Prime 4. But no, we got a brand new Mario and Luigi, basketball and Switch Sports, DKC Returns HD, a brand new Mario Party that looks to be the biggest one yet, the first new 2D Zelda in almost 11 years, even longer if you consider the fact that A Link Between Worlds is based off A Link to the Past, and of course, the first official gameplay reveal for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And that's just the Nintendo stuff. There were other things like the Dragon Quest remakes and the Ace Attorney Investigations collection that were amazing to see. All in all, this was an incredible direct, and it shows that even in the final year of the Switch, Nintendo's still got it. They didn't have Pikmin 4 DLC though, so it's an automatic F. Jokes aside, I would give this direct an A. It had great announcements, pretty good pacing, and wasn't filled with a bunch of games I didn't care about. Yeah, there's been better directs in the past, but considering how late we are in the Switch's life and how low everyone's expectations were, I think this direct was as good as it could get. I'm ecstatic for the future of the Switch and the Switch 2, and I'm excited to see what Nintendo has cooking for 2025. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. I know this was a short one, but I just wanted to get out my quick thoughts on the direct, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary that I had. This is probably going to be the last video I'm posting for a while because I'm working on my big Pikmin 4 video. It's coming along. I'm like 10 pages into the script, and I've got a long time to go, so that's probably going to be my biggest project yet, so stay tuned for that. If you want more specific updates, check the community tab, as usual, all that. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. Just look out for that video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.